Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at The Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
For richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
As long as we both shall live.
Doo-doo-doo.
Yay.
Happy Thursday.
I love the automation of we just sit here and talk and it does everything. It's great. Thanks, Ecamm.
Yay. So.
Big announcement today. Big announcement before we get
Oh,
started.
I was like, what's the announcement? What is the announcement? Hold on.
Oh, boy.
He's got the phone in his mouth.
It's this guy.
It's Finley's birthday today.
Yes. Sorry, you can keep chewing.
He left.
Sorry, buddy.
He kept the phone in his mouth. It's Finley's birthday. He turns 2 today, and we're very excited.
Sorry, I need to
soothe
him.
Yeah. Tom has to apologize now. Hello, everybody. Shout out to all of our early birds here. Curiosity Network podcast. Robotrix is talking about notifications. I got a notification, so.
I did too, but I was just thinking about this morning. YouTube is, sometimes they just decide not to notify you about stuff you're subscribed to.
Conquest Racing Club.
It's weird.
Homesick Mac. Michael H. Drew. Video Solved. Megan. Peter. Roger. We're going down the list. Hello. Tech Audit TV. Jules. Eris. If I don't hear a pun, I'm going to leave. Go.
That would be punishment for us.
How do you do it so fast? How?
I felt like that was pretty delayed.
Hi, Annika. Hi, call me Cubby. He's
Tom's
so
looking regal autofocus.
Hello.
I'm wearing my shirt that matches Finley.
So. Thorgy hates getting picked up, so I totally understand having to apologize to Finley.
Finley likes it, luckily, but he was all about that bone right now.
Look at Ben. Hi, Ben.
Looks like he's gonna talk into the mic.
Hi, Benny. Anyway. Okay, cool.
Hey.
So, so we just jump right into it.
Ben's positioning is just so good right now, though.
Hi, Ben. We gotta get the dog cam up in here. What's up?
So, what we were talking about. We just kind of told this story real quick. But the other day...
Sorry, can I interrupt?
Sure.
Can I just really quickly say sorry? Yesterday was one of my favorite vlogs that I've ever uploaded. So if you haven't gotten a chance to go check it out, I have to shameless plug it because it was so much fun. And this morning it came to me that I was like, you know what? One of the hardest things about being a YouTube creator is thinking of a freaking title.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard, and it really can make all the difference.
Oh yeah. Gosh, yeah.
I would go so far to say it's more important than the thumbnail.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sadly.
I'm just sharing tips as I'm going through my journey. So you want to tell your story?
Well, the story was just, I think this was yesterday or the day before. I sort of had a realization about a trend I've been noticing on YouTube. It's related to today's topic. And I was having this realization, and we were in the kitchen, and Heather was working, and I was like, there's something that's been bothering me for a while. I've been really trying to think about it. And I think I figured out, and it has to do with, and she started getting nervous because she was thinking it's something about us, which it's never her. It's never her. And it's about you two. I phrased it terribly.
When
it wasn't supposed to be a joke or anything.
Tom's in the kitchen and he's just like, something's really been bothering me, and I'm not really sure how to talk about it, and I kind of just wanted to say, and of course I'm gonna be like, what did I do?
You've never done anything.
Anyway.
Yes. So wait, Tech Audit TV, what is the subject of your live stream?
I've been trying for a good 5 minutes to come up with a pun on this live stream title, and I just can't do it.
Maybe we can crowdsource it.
I think this live stream title.
Oh, I don't know what the title is of this live stream.
Something about commercials. I can't remember. I did it yesterday.
I don't remember what.
Okay, so what is your concern? What was the thing that
it's just a realization, because whenever I notice things that I don't understand, I just sort of ruminate on them until I feel like I have an understanding or something.
Hi, Amir.
And for, I've sort of,
Hi, Aubrey.
actually, my channel's just sort of been all over the place because sometimes it does really well and sometimes it doesn't, and there's really no rhyme or reason. But a lot of people, some I know, some who are just in the niche that I enjoy, which is very related to my channel. There's been for a while, maybe like a year, this dialogue of like, well, it seems like things are really slowing down and things are fizzling out, and and I've kind of noticed too, like there's
traffic on YouTube.
Yeah, traffic on YouTube, interest in subject matter. I've even noticed myself, like there's so many channels that I,
used to watch.
used to just, as soon as they upload a video, I'd be so excited, and it's like I kind of like haven't watched the past few, and I'm like, yeah, what is going on? And this past week there have been several new product launches, and we've talked about this before. When there's the embargo wave and people put out their embargo videos, which in and of itself there's nothing wrong with at all, but a new product comes out and that day you get 10 videos about the product. I'm like, okay. And what I noticed was there's a lot of there's a big overlap or a correlation between channels where I'm not finding myself watching every video anymore, channels who I've heard the creators say that like, they're kind of feeling burnt out or their views are down, and channels that for a while now have kind of only been releasing like product launch videos. It's like it's a very overlapping Venn diagram. And I was like, okay. And so a big one this week was Insta360 released a new camera, like a 360 modular action cam thing, which is super cool. We have the Insta360 1X, which is like such a cool camera. Like they make really good cameras. They're super fun to use, which is kind of key. Like they're actually fun and you can do fun stuff with them, and it's really easy to work with them. Totally great product. They went nuts on the release of their camera, and it was like I saw channels with, a couple thousand subscribers all the way up to millions launching their video. They must have reached out to just about anyone and everyone they could find to do this product launch. And that's cool. And, everyone had their own take on it. But some of them were like legit sponsored. It wasn't even just like, well, we'll send you a thing and this is the launch date if you want to have a video up or whatever. But it was, this video is sponsored by them, which means in addition to getting the camera, they actually are paid, which to me, then it becomes a showcase, not a review. But also at that point, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, this video quality is just as good as what these channels normally do. But at this point, I am just watching a commercial. I'm just watching the Home Shopping Network. Like someone's telling me the manufacturer's highlighted specs of this product, and it looks cool, and it's produced well, but that's not exciting. Like I don't want to watch a commercial. And that's what kind of clicked for me, was like so much of what I feel like is being made and then is being consumed are just commercials. And I mean, like literally, here's glamorous product shots, here's all of the specs, here's none of the negatives, here's everything that you would find on the manufacturer's website. This is just a commercial for a thing. That's very different than like, here's a review. And I was thinking of like, well, what's the difference? Because like, there's also videos out there, I make lots of them. One came out today that have really nice product shots and tell you benefits of something and tell you things that you would find on the manufacturer's website.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of what you just described is
a normal video. And I realized the difference is, I've heard a number of YouTube creators talk about covering something, especially when it comes to Apple stuff. Like, oh, I got to cover this Apple release event. And it's like, yeah, if you're a journalist, but also like, if that's the approach, if the approach is, I just have to make a video about every new product that comes out and I'm like the news source for these products, that's very different than, I really want to tell you about something that I think is awesome. And in a way it can look the same, because when I want to tell you about something that's cool, I'm going to make a good looking video where the thing looks good, it sounds good, all that stuff. And if I'm making a commercial, I'm going to make a video where things look good and sound good. But the underlying thing is so different. Like the motivation, the mood, the tone is so different. And I would imagine for a creator who just did nothing but week after week or month after month of just product launch video, product launch video, product launch video, you would totally feel burnt out, and your audience would feel like every video is a commercial and would probably get a little burnt out as well. And I feel like that might be a big reason why the slump and the vibe that I've been hearing about for like the past year exists. I think there's other reasons too, but to me, I think that was a big one. I know it was a long explanation, but that was everything I was thinking.
Yeah, I wanted you to go.
Yeah. So that's the foundation. And I'm speaking very broadly and very off the cuff, so it's not a perfect like argument or anything.
Well, before I look at the comments, because I don't want to lose my thoughts to this, my first thought is, hold on, what's my second thought? I don't want to lose my second thought either. Oh shoot, I think I'm losing my second thought. Well, here's my first thought. Why is that bad? Because if we, I know that's what's going on in what you're subscribed to, but let's go into my world. Video games. Okay, so say I am super psyched about the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I just have been. I'm a big gamer. I would be talking about video games anyway, and is it wrong for me to be sponsored and talk about the videos that are going to be coming out that I'm so excited about genuinely, but I'm also getting paid?
No, this has nothing to do with right or wrong or ethics statement or sponsor or anything. This has to do with the creator motivation. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything that's dangerous to your creative motivation in that. The thing is, if you're all about the Nintendo Switch and some other company's like, hey, we're doing this handheld portable thing right here, we think it would do really great on your channel, and you're like, okay, like I'm not really interested in that, but yeah, I feel like people might be interested or whatever, and so you make a video about that thing, and then you're all about the Switch, but then, I don't know, someone approaches you to make a PlayStation video, and you're like, yeah, maybe I'm not into the PlayStation as much, but I'll do a PlayStation video, and then there's a new next-gen console that gets announced, so then you're like, okay, I'll make a video about the next-gen console. That feels very different than you just going like, did you see the announcements for these games coming out later this year on the Switch? Which could be advertising for the Switch, going like, here's the system, here's all these games that come out, they're awesome, I'm excited about it. But that's you being an enthusiast and a fan of the thing. If it happens to be sponsored, that's kind of cool. Like, you know.
So it's not the money that...
No, that has nothing to do with it. I know I talk about that a lot. That's not what my issue is. My issue is seeing people who I love as creators feel burnt out and sort of like done, and then correlating that to, well, I haven't seen a non-sponsored like product launch video from you in like a year. I feel like that might be why you're burnt out.
So you're drawing the conclusion that perhaps it's because the creator is choosing sponsored content because it pays the bills over something that they just genuinely like. Right. This is what I'm excited about. There's no price tag attached, but I just want to make a video about what I want to make.
And it might seem like I made a video a while ago for that Sennheiser MKH50, the really nice microphone that I put out of frame and stuff. That's a commercial for that microphone. Like, it's, you know, it's not officially like a sponsored video or anything, but you watch that video and you're probably gonna like, it's a cool microphone. If I'm in the market and I got the budget, I might want to get it. That microphone came out 30 years ago. Like, I could have made that video at any point in time in the last, well, since YouTube started, because the microphones existed the whole time. I just found it and got into it and excited about it 2 months ago or 3 months ago or whatever. So it's like being excited about stuff and sharing it, and that's so natural and normal and a part of YouTube. And by way of that, you are creating marketing content for companies organically.
And I will say that's like one of my favorite parts about doing YouTube is that like you could literally make your job be an enthusiast over whatever you're obsessed with, you know, like whether it's cameras or video games or whiskey or, you know, whatever. And I don't want us to like say like, oh, if you make sponsored content, you're gonna get burnt out. Yeah, that's not it. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it's all about, it's as with everything, it's all about the context, and that's just the thing that I'm noticing. And there's for sure a difference between a product showcase and a product review. Like, you know, and you see this when you look up stuff all the time. Like, you try to look up a product and you're gonna see a bunch of people who just got the product that day unboxing it, talking about it. That's cool. I can learn about the features, but I kind of want to see the person who's been using it for 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
And like will tell me all the weird things. Like, it's really great, but sometimes when you said it this way, it does a thing that it's like, oh, I would have never realized that. Or, you know, like I need more than just the info I'm going to get off the website. And that's what a lot of like commercial, straight up commercial content ends up being.
Yeah, because the thing is, I think like in the world of capitalism, I think marketing has accepted content creators and influencers. And I think that, you know, we've seen this, the shift in marketing budgets where what used to go to freaking print ads and newspapers and, you know, all of that stuff is now going all digital. So you going onto YouTube or Instagram or wherever and seeing sponsored content is here to stay. Yeah. And if anything, you're going to see more of it. And I think that's great for us content creators because like...
It's not inherently good or bad. It's just a thing. And like, okay, so I talk about microphones a lot on my channel. Yeah. So if I'm talking about a microphone, chances are at this point, if I talk about a mic and I showcase a mic, like I'm not going to make a video about something that sucks. So the fact that I made a video about it means I like it and it's good and it's interesting and I think it probably has value to someone else. So there's a very good chance at least some people are going to see that video and want to get that microphone. So if you're a brand, it makes sense to go like, well, we would like our microphone to be on that boom arm so that people want to buy our microphone, right? Like, and we can do that for, in the world of content creation, anywhere from even thousands of dollars for a sponsored thing is cheaper than a commercial, all the way down to just like we give someone the thing for free and then they make a video about it, and anywhere in between that. So it's very economical for a company. And if you can do that organically in something that fits, I think that's the best. And I think what some companies try to do is choke it to life by like creating that, by you know, approaching creators with things that are sort of related to what they might do, making a good offer. The creator's like, well, I need my channel to grow, I need to pay my bills, this is related, and it's like you're trying to manufacture this otherwise organic thing, and it has nothing to do with sponsored, unsponsored, whatever. It just has to do with like the why it's being done in the first place. I think it's just my thought.
What makes, like, if you're just watching a video, okay, you don't see Twitter feeds, you don't know who these people are, you don't have any context or backstory, you're just watching a thing. What do you think makes a video feel like a commercial versus like it's something that's, you know, I mean, like sponsored or not, right? Like what makes it a commercial versus like a commercial? Because we're saying the word commercial with a negative connotation, right? So what makes it feel like a, you know, like you said, the home shopping network versus, you know, this is an influencer that you're super into or content creator. And like, even though this is sponsored video, it's fun to watch and it's engaging. And I don't know, like what is that to you?
I think it's hard, and that's why we've talked about on here. I get frustrated when people show up on my channel and leave comments or like, this is sponsored or blah, blah, blah. Right. It's not. And I think it's because of that, because they don't know. It's the first video they've ever seen, and it feels like a commercial to them. So I don't know it. I don't think I successfully differentiated even.
But what are you seeing to the point where you're like, I'm noticing?
What I'm seeing is, I mean, it for sure has to do with timeliness. When there's 10 videos that are all released on the same day, and they all say the same thing, none of them are actually helpful to me. Versus, that's very different than like someone just decided to make a video at some point for whatever reason.
It's hard because as a career marketer, right? Like that.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's why it's like I understand the
like brand awareness and product awareness is a thing, right? So it's like we don't even care if like what the reception is. We just need recognition. Like we need you to know the name of this the Stream Deck. Like who cares whether it's good or not? Like we just want you to know what it is. And you know, of course, when it comes to embargoes, you need
embargoes
to, like,
are where you see it the most. So it's not only that. It's I don't know.
Sorry, we haven't checked it.
Yeah, there's what I think of is when I was a kid. So here's an old man yelling at clouds story. Pre-YouTube, pre-whatever, I was still into cameras. I couldn't go on YouTube and watch a camera video about a specific model. But in the year 1999 or 2000, you know what I could do? I could turn on the home shopping network, and once every few days they would have a camcorder that they were talking about, and it would be 30 minutes of just people talking about camcorders, and I would watch it even though I didn't want the camera, even though I probably didn't like it. It was so interesting just to see that. But of course, the home shopping network wasn't like in-depth tech corner. It was, they're selling you kind of a crappy camcorder at a high price that you probably shouldn't pay for it. And I could just recognize things that made no sense about it. Like, it would be, I remember one thing they would always do is they'd be like, the low light performance on this camera is amazing. Watch, turn off the studio lights, and everything would go dark, and then it would cut to a feed from the little camcorder, and they'd be like, look, this image is so much brighter than our $600,000 studio camera. And it's like, yeah, because the studio camera is in fully manual mode and designed to work in a studio and set up specifically for your studio, and the camcorder is in auto mode and it just adapted to low light, and that's a completely unfair comparison to make. But it's like, that's what I mean when it's like home shopping network, where it's like, this thing could explode in my hands and I'm going to play it off as a benefit somehow. That feeling, it's just a feeling. That's kind of what I'm talking about. And I don't even care. I'm honestly approaching this from the creator side, not so much from the viewer side, which I know is how I normally approach things. It's sponsored, this, that, and the other thing. I'm more approaching it from the side of like creators who I admire who are feeling burnt out. And I think that just grinding out product partner video after product partner video, not that there's anything wrong with them, but if that's the only thing you're doing and the only thing you've been doing for an extended period of time, yeah, you're going to get really burnt out and frustrated.
And like, it's hard. So I'm glad we're talking about this, and I'm glad that you clarified that, you know, this is a creator to creator discussion, because I mean, that's what we are passionate about in terms of like this channel, especially, is like, we're trying to show the life and business as full-time content creators. And I think it's important to know that, especially when you're relatively new to content creation, it's easy, I think now, to turn away the, we'll give you $50, you know, or here's a free trinket or widget or whatever. I think like we know that, okay, like, it's not worth the compromise of my channel for $50 freaking dollars or whatever.
Right.
But going off of the discussion of like, okay, there's a marketing budget that is, you know, just globally being dedicated to creators of all sizes that, you know, are in line with the product goals and stuff like that, or the products and their uses. And you know, if you're relatively new, or you're not even new, but new to monetary opportunities when it comes to content creation, and companies start approaching you with a 4-figure amount versus a 2-figure amount,
right, or
it's
no
kind of,
amount.
it's kind of hard to, like, all of a sudden it feels legit, right? Because it's like, oh, it's
especially
higher,
if it's
higher
also
amount.
a legit company. Like, you know, I mean, there's certain companies that we've talked about, like I shoot on Sony cameras. If Sony approached me, they'd have my ear. If Rode approached me, they'd have my ear. Like, there's certain things where it's just a natural fit, and it's like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of curious. But what I have seen so many times is like, it might be on somebody's story or a behind the scenes thing or whatever, where they will show a corner of their office or their studio or whatever, and it looks like a warehouse because it's just boxes. And they kind of lament, like, it's all really cool, new, expensive, fun products, but they have to create a video for each of those products on a deadline and fit it in to, you know, it's not like, well, I upload a video every Thursday, so here's the next 18 Thursdays. It's, you know, this is next week, these 2 are the following.
I don't know how you did that. I got spit on my face even though you were facing that way. Can you tell me how that happened?
Because I'm really, really talented.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't.
It's raining in
is
here.
Is it windy? Like, what is happening?
Post Color Gear says, I agree with you, Tom, on that Venn diagram. I've also seen channels that were dead come back for promotions.
Yeah, and that's where you can definitely tell, is like, this channel hasn't uploaded in 6 months, and now they uploaded a, like, iPhone, not an iPhone, because Apple doesn't do a lot of sponsored stuff, but
this.
Yeah. Some of the embargo videos didn't even use self-shot. Oh yeah, that's what I've been noticing too, is like, they're just pulling the website, which, I mean, you show the website, but it's literally like they must have sent out the same promo video for some products, and everyone just puts it's the same literal clips.
The Insta360R has completely flooded my inbox.
Yeah, I've seen big embargoes, but I haven't seen that. Literally, it was like Peter McKinnon with 6 million subscribers did it, and I saw people with 13,000 subscribers with a video, and it's like, not that 13,000 is nothing, like that's a lot, but usually it's like, okay, here's the 6-7 figure creators who are gonna be like embargoed on this thing, and they just sent that to everybody.
YouTube allows me to showcase what makes me unique and ultimately happy. Ever since Heather helped me focus my channel, I have just been happy and fulfilled creating the content I do.
Yeah, and that's where I think the biggest benefit is if you can do that, and then every once in a while something naturally fits in where it's like, oh yeah, here's a cool sponsored thing, here's a cool showcase thing because it fits. But I'm also like satiating my creativity by focusing on other things that I want, and I think that balance really helps. But for a lot of creators, especially as they grow, I think they get overwhelmed, like, you know, that pile of stuff in the corner I talked about, that's each one of those represents a deal and a video and a commitment. That's overwhelming. That's hundreds of hours of work. When are you going to make your fun little like goofy video in the midst of all that? And that pile just grows and grows and grows, which feels like a very first world problem. But I think that's what a lot of creators and established creators are dealing with, that then burns them out in a lot of ways. And then on our end as the viewer, we get just commercial after commercial, and we're like, but I want to see you do your thing.
So I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to word this, but one of the things that I always admired about you is, this is just an example of the thing that I admire that I cannot describe into words, but like, you have an ethics statement. Mm-hmm. So whatever the bigger thing is that describes you, mm-hmm. if I were to try to word it, it's like, for some reason, and I don't know why you do this or why you approach your YouTube channel like this, but you prioritize your YouTube channel in a way where it is you above all. Like, nothing can come in the way between you and like a true expression of you. Even if it's literally a 5-figure deal, you're like, no, if we're not in line, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And I think what happens
I'm terrible at business.
Well, are you though? Because I mean,
no.
I think that's a conversation for content creation long term, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that if you're going to be doing this in 20 years, right? Like, this is longevity. Like, we're in it for the long haul. So being able to say no to the quick, fast, you know, what feels like low-hanging fruit is one thing, but also, like, I completely lost my train of thought.
It was like turning things down, prioritizing what you, because it's that idea of, and there's like, honestly, there's nothing wrong with sponsored content. There's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. It's not inherently good or bad. And I've done sponsored content, and I will do more sponsored content. Like, it's part of it, but it's finding that balance. And so what you're talking about is, instead of just saying yes to every deal, because it's like I could with a 60-second integration, I can earn more money than I made in a month my first year teaching.
So here's what I remembered. I think what happens is, when people start a YouTube channel for funsies or doing whatever, then the income opportunities start to come, and then, oh, I can quit now, right? Like, this can be my full-time job. And when you associate this can be my full-time job, all of a sudden you see all these opportunities, and they obviously, like, they hit different.
You
because
have to say yes because
like,
you need them.
Now it's, you know, your livelihood depends on these things. But for some reason, you still have stuck your foot in the ground, even though that this is your full-time
because that's
thing, which I find very interesting. Like, I don't know why you do that. Why do you do that, Tom?
Because I don't want to get burnt out in the same way that I've seen other people get burnt out. I don't want to burn the audience out in the same way that I've seen other audiences get burnt out. And I'm totally okay with sacrificing. You know, if someone was like, hey, I'm going to give you $100,000 for a sponsored video right now. And it
Let's
was something,
talk.
you know, depending on what it is, like, hey, I'm not allergic to money, but like, it sounds like a good thing to go, like, someone to say, hey, we'll give you $5,000 to this thing right now. And I'm like, shoot, I could just get $5,000 more this month. But if that's going to hurt my channel,
And
cause me stress, cause me anxiety, when I could say no to that and continue to grow my channel on my own terms, and in the next few months and years earn many times $5,000, like many times over, I'm going to do that versus, sure, like I'll do this sponsor thing right now. Sometimes the stars align and it all just works out, and that's great, and that's best for everybody. It's best for the creator, the company, and the viewer. Everybody wins, and that's kind of like the thing that I always look for is what works for me and my channel. What's also going to be good for my audience. I'm not going to tell you about Raid Shadow Legends because guess what I don't care about or like or will play. And the people watching my channel probably don't either, so we don't need to talk about that. And something that is good for the company. So if I partner with a company and I go through the thing of creating some sort of sponsored or integrated thing for them that I think is good for the audience, I do want it to then perform well. I want it to be something that was like so in line that like they're like, oh shoot, yeah, like a bunch of people from Tom's channel signed up or bought a thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's hard to do though. And so that doesn't happen very often. But that's the best way, because that creates the longer partnerships where there's so many brands and stuff that I've been able to work with and connect with who have never done a sponsored thing on the channel, but they're now like friends and resources, and down the line it might work. And so it's not just a one-off thing. It's like building these relationships.
Right. It's not just a transaction.
Last for a long time. Right. Yeah.
Tech Troublemaker says, it really depends on the YouTuber. Sorry, we're like super behind on comments.
Yeah, sorry.
Some like you, Tom, are open and honest in your reviews, and they're very helpful. It is about integrity.
Yeah, it always depends on the person.
So I was just telling Anita this. One of the things that... First of all, I'm not getting sponsored or anything, right? So Tom and I are in very different YouTube paths. Like even the way that we make money, I have one client, and it all like most of my money comes from my one client. Good client. Yeah, and what's great is like it kind of goes. This is why I will always be thankful for the fact that you can become a content creator, and like that could be the way you make your living, because like I don't think it's any secret that I am so in line with Mighty Networks and their vision, and like, you know, especially if you watched my journey, it's not like they didn't need to pay me to say anything, you know, good, because I genuinely like there is no product like it, and it's the thing that I've been wanting to do since day one. And so yeah, that's that. But one of the things that makes me really happy about the vlogs that I've been creating this time around is this like idea of integrity, because I don't care about how they perform. Like I just do not care.
You've been having a lot of like fun and freedom.
I don't care. Like there was one video that I showed to Tom, and I was like, I don't think anyone's gonna care about this, and he was like, I'm so glad that this exists. I know you said that about the snow one with the dogs, but there was another one, and like that's it for me. You know, like that's enough for me. And I'm sure 6 months from now, my content will get better just from experience, right? But at least for now, it's like I'm not there. What's different about vlogging now versus when I tried to do it in the past was I did care. Like I really did care about how the videos performed. And, you know, I was very conscious of like the timing of it. And I don't know, there was just a lot more pressure. But I think because like, as long as I can push upload and know that there's integrity here. Like I am proud of every single frame that made it in, and that's it. That's all that matters to me. You don't have to get paid through sponsors or through AdSense or whatever. Like you can take my path and you will build a skill set by, you know, being a content creator, and companies that are involved in the creator space, this is all just gonna grow, you know? So like who knows what monetization opportunities are gonna come, but I think because it's so different for every single person, you know, I really appreciate how Tom has done it, because I think he's really set himself up for long-term success. Even how many times have I told him, you're leaving money on the table, like straight up
money on the couple's table.
Just there it is, just leaving it on the table. And And you say like, oh, maybe you're a bad business person, but if we're playing the long game, maybe that is good business, you know?
Right.
Like
I mean,
you're in it for
that's the goal.
If you want to prevent self-sabotage and burnout,
right.
you're the boss. You have to
protect-
turn away. Like, you're the one who says yes or no at the end of the day. And if you feel stressed because you've taken on all these projects that you're not really, that cool with,
I'm just gonna make a
whose
note.
deal is that, you know?
I want to check in with comments, but there's a story I want to tell.
There's a story.
Later. But I want to check in with it.
Okay, we have to like really go through
Yeah.
here. Lots of channels appeared after COVID, but will disappear again. But traffic might have been routed to them due commercial pressure by techier companies. Let's see, you guys combined are over 100K.
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
I like when people make reviews after a year of use. It also helps viewers feel like they don't need to buy the latest and greatest gear.
I do too. It's hard though. It's hard when something's new and it hasn't been out for a year. How do you do a long-term review? I get it. And there's a strategy. Even my mom, who is now savvy enough to give me YouTube advice, was like, when I got my MacBook, she was like, well, you should make a video about what you think about it, and then in 6 months you can make another one. I'm like, that is a great strategy.
Mama Buck up in here. I am happy with steady growth. I recently had a conversation with a larger YouTube creator who asked me to review different brands on my channel, but for now I want to stay true to the brand I know.
Yeah.
I had no idea who Tom was until I was trying to find out what a Rodecaster Pro was. I went through a bunch of videos until I found Tom actually talking about it like he was talking to a peer.
I'm glad it appeared that way.
Where's the pun button? Sammy's here. What's up? Besides YouTube, I created channels on Rumble, Odyssey, Vimeo. Shoot. I don't know how I was going to pronounce that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
They're getting better. Okay. When all the YouTubers release their review of a new product at the exact same day, it feels like commercials.
Yeah, and that's tricky because obviously the companies...
Yeah, like...
The companies want that. And
if I were a company, that's like, yes! That's what you want.
People's attention. But also, I've heard other YouTubers go like, I know that bothers people, but like... It's almost like clickbait titles where they're like, if I wait 2 or 3 days, the video doesn't perform well. If I release it right away, the video performs well. So it's like,
There's a game that needs to be played, clearly, but...
It's tough, and I think so many things have to work right for it to work right.
Oh, I love this. The people commenting negative about your videos being sponsored are the same people who would probably sell themselves to sponsorships. Yeah. That's the thing. Like...
Yeah.
I don't know how
else... There's nothing wrong with... there really is nothing wrong with sponsored content. It's just...
Oh, I like this.
How it's done.
Found for the tech, but stayed for his attitude. Actually fit the title of the video.
Well, thank you.
Let's see. Rebecca, I think it is important to be truly connected to what you are promoting. Hi, right. Rebecca.
Because then it's authentic, right?
Yeah. Like Susie cakes.
Yeah.
Rich went to go buy a Susie cake after we talked about it.
Didn't even use our Susie affiliate link.
But see, that's why I was asking you, like, what is the difference between...
It's just that...
Because what if we did have a Susie cake affiliate link? Does that make it a commercial now?
No, I mean, it's... So, okay, I didn't start using affiliate links. Amazon are my first one. Obviously, that doesn't mean Amazon endorses anything you do. You're just using the affiliate program. But 4 years ago, I made a lens review. And I posted the review, and it didn't have an affiliate link. It just had a link to the lens. After... Like, my channel was very small at the time. And after a week or two, I remember I had 5 people who left me comments saying, thanks for this video. I bought the lens because of you, which was $1,000 lens. And I was like, my review sold 5 $1,000 lenses. And that's when I was like,
there's a thing here.
Yeah, I was like, wait, so if those had been affiliate links, I would have gotten $500 or something, around that, like, or $250 or something. And it would make no difference to the person who bought it.
Right, it's not extra on their end.
Yeah, and obviously I didn't make the video just to promote the link. So that's when I was like, I should be doing an affiliate link here because it makes sense. And I think that's the organic thing. Sometimes there are companies... I've criticized DJI in the past for how they handle some of their marketing and not a ton of diversity. But something they do really well is when they do establish a relationship with creators, not that I've done it with them, but I've known lots of people who have, is they'll find people who've been using DJI products for years, drones, gimbals, whatever. Then they'll connect with them. And then when there's something coming out, they know that the person's going to cover it. So maybe they're coming out with a new drone or an action camera or whatever. They know the person's going to buy it and cover it. So instead of just hoping that that happens, they connect with the person, say, we really like what you've been doing. We'll send you the thing. We'll also pay you sometimes a lot of money. And then you just need to have a video out on this date. And in multiple cases that I've heard of, they don't need to see the video. They don't care what's in the video. They literally just say, like, here's the product, here's a pile of money, make something fun. You can definitely have a discussion about, like, well, if the person's getting paid, getting all this stuff for free, how, but if they're not, that
money doesn't make things bad.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
And that's,
I hate that.
well, I think when you're talking about a review, here's a review, I've been paid to tell you about this thing, it's like,
right.
But DJI doesn't say that they have to make a review. They can make a showcase. They can make a video where they just do something cool
whatever.
with it. Like,
right. They can,
yeah,
right.
I'm
They
going
can
on a
use
trip
the
with
thing.
a drone and I'm using the thing and whatever. So it's like they're not even, and then the person could do a review later on their own that's like not even connected to anything. I think that's kind of cool. Like, I think that's a good organic way of, like, we just took one of our users who's really enthusiastic about our stuff and now we're supporting them. I think that fits and that makes sense. But
see, I'm an idiot. So here's what I did,
no,
right? I got sponsored an Ecamm subscription. Like, they gave me one for free because Tom and I were sharing one when we first, like, signed up.
It's against the TOS, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, whatever. And then they were like, "Oh, we'll just give you one." And I was like, "Can you cancel my free one and can I pay for one so that in the video I can genuinely say, like, I am a customer. I didn't get paid to say this. I didn't get it for free," because I felt like that would give more cred to the glowing review I was going to do anyway. Which, like, looking back on that, I wonder, this is an honest question for everybody. Like, I wonder if I had said, "Oh, I got Ecamm for free," my review would have been the same. It would have been the exact same thing. Would it have affected the perception from the viewers' end? And I want to say that it would have.
Yeah. Well, I also remember we had the discussion of, in that video, you would have had to click the little thing that says this video has sponsored content. My video today about the Rodecaster versus the Mixcast 4.
I've never clicked that button in my life, so I have no idea.
If you get anything of value,
we have a lawyer here.
Here's a pencil. Here's a pencil to
you.
make a video. Now you got to click sponsored thing. My video today had the Mixcast 4. I got that from Sweetwater.
So you had to
I didn't get
the
that from Tascam. Sweetwater sent it to me, and I didn't even keep it. It got donated and sent off. So, like, I literally just had it to learn about, use on some projects, make a review about it, and then I sent it off. But because it was sent to me for free and I was able to make the video, I had to click the thing. So the discussion we had about Ecamm was, in the future, anytime you did a big Ecamm video where it was like going to convince people to buy Ecamm, you have to click that button, and then it's like, are all my future things going to look like commercials when they're not? And I know it's like,
as a viewer, I have to say, I used to be like, as soon as I saw that thing fly in from the bottom left, I was like,
it's literally, the icon is literally a hand taking money, and I'm like, come on.
But now I don't feel that way. I'm just kind of like,
never mind any and every TV show that doesn't disclose anything that's product placement and stuff.
Conversation for another day, Tom. All right, can we get through some of this?
Yes.
With rare exceptions, sponsored videos are commercials with embargo video part of the system. I quit watching most people. I'm down to 10. Congrats, Tom. You're still there.
It's like Survivor.
Canva drove me nuts until I found Heather's tutorials. I had an attitude of genuine desire to actually help make other content creators look great. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard because, like, I've watched other Canva tutorials and I don't know. It's like I haven't watched a bad one, so that's where I'm like, I'm not sure where the genuine thing.
I think it goes to that thing of all the stars align to make it a win for the creator, the viewer, and the brand. Because if you can check all those boxes, then I think things are good.
Authenticity helps keep things from sounding like a commercial.
Right.
Tom Buck, you know the people that are straight shooters: Curtis Judd, Gerald Undone, but it's a short list.
Yeah, and even all those people.
What did do, Buck Ramirez? Let's just change our last name to that.
There we go. That's right, Tom Buck Ramirez.
Heather Buck Ramirez. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, so Matt said once you lose credibility, it's really hard. It's like, what's that old saying about trust? It takes a long time to build it and a very short time to lose it, and you know, that's why you don't want to sacrifice it for a quick payday or something.
Over Max, he has become a clickbaity because he is jockeying the algorithm and now has lost its. Who's Max?
Max Yuriev. He's a tech reviewer. He does a lot of like Apple content and things.
Let's see. You can play poker in Vegas if you're good and make instant payouts, or you can take your money and invest it wisely for the long-term payoff.
Yeah, I got my Tom coin.
You know
NFTs.
that you mentioned it. This stream is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, a new online. What is Raid Shadow? That's the second time it's come up.
They, I don't know if they're doing it as much anymore, but especially like a year ago, it was like,
How
it was like almost more than NordVPN. Like, and
in your space?
on YouTube, just like
I've never even heard of it.
and it would be one of those things that pops up in videos that are not related to anything. Like, here's my review of this IKEA dresser. Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. And you're like, what?
Tech that's called embargoes, and yes, they will always come out on one day. Fam, it was like this in print for magazines and newspapers. Yeah, it's marketing, but not commercial. Subtle difference, I know.
And it all just depends on how it's done. So, like, an example I wrote down here was Rode. So for my channel, I've been using Rode products since way before I had a YouTube channel. I've been using Rode products for more time that I haven't had a YouTube channel than I have. All of the like initial things that I talked about were just things I bought, things I already had. And then eventually, like, it got to a point where I met some people from Rode, and every once in a while, like, stuff will show up. They'll send the video mic go. I mentioned on Twitter a year ago that I didn't have a condenser mic, and then the NT1 showed up. It's kind of cool. And so those are like varying levels of sponsorships. But I think it's no secret on my channel that I like Rode products, that I use a lot of them. I bought a lot of them. So if a company like that wanted to do a partnership at some point, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm sure people would complain about like this video sponsored or whatever, but it fits in and it makes a lot of sense. If I'm using a ton of Rode products and then suddenly I'm like, oh, here's some other 6-letter brand name or whatever, some random thing that now I'm officially sponsored by them. It's like, wait, what? Why? Like, you can just sort of tell when things don't fit, and there's a way to do it. That's all. I don't know what you were doing if you were like hacking the Matrix.
So I have to show you guys something. Sorry. Okay, this is a total side note, but Chris, Heather, did you have an influence in the new design layout when the Mighty Networks app launches? I'm noticing lots of shades of purple. So Mighty Networks, this is another thing where we're like so in line, but like their branding color is just purple. Like it already was. Like, what? I can't even believe it. I can't. Yeah. It just was. It always has been, or that it was like that before I even found out who they were. But this made me think this is such a side note, but I think it's funny, so I wanted to talk about it. They actually redesigned their app so that when you hit Mighty Networks and you open it, I was on the loading screen. It looks something like this.
There are like multiple people on there, and Heather was one of them.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's cute, awesome. Like they asked me if they could do it, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But then someone left a comment on
someone gave customer feedback or
on the community for people who run Mighty Networks. Someone left this comment. So what is the go with the terrible Mighty Networks open screen? Not everyone is under 25 and astronaut or hipster. Did you just limit your audience by them thinking I'm not cool enough to create a community here? Which I think is funny. Like, as a creator,
I hate everything about that comment.
First of all, when I read this, I felt so like I did something wrong, because I obviously I don't want to make anyone upset for just existing, and
right, of course,
I am not under 25.
I
don't consider myself a hipster, and I'm not an astronaut, but I'm in the photo, so I don't know. It just made me feel weird.
Youthful vibe.
Yeah, but also in terms of the greater marketing discussion, it's maybe there are companies where it's like you are the what is that called? Yeah, you're what is
target
it?
Demographic?
No, the
avatar.
The avatar. Yeah, you're the avatar, and I think that lady was thinking that I am not the avatar, which that's all marketing discussion for Mighty Networks, but I did think it was funny. Also, I'm a real person. Content creators are real people, so
no, they're not. Shills every one of them.
We read comments, we totally see. I almost wanted to reply to her and be like,
Well, the
sorry.
thing that blew me away was I saw that and I noticed it because my wife was on the screen. I was like, "You're on the loading screen," but like beyond that, I was just like, "Here's the loading screen. I'll wait till the app loads." I've never opened something up and been like, "What?" Granted, I'm a white guy in my 30s, so there are a lot of things that look like me around. But if there's not, I don't go like.
If you open the app and you saw a bunch of teenagers, I'm sure you would be like, "Oh, this is weird."
Yeah, but that's not what I've just never the idea of like I need to see someone who looks like me using this product. Otherwise, it's like I feel like stop. You know.
Anyway,
I
didn't mean to.
Everybody.
I digress.
Blank silhouettes from now on.
Let's see. There's a story of a Tom Not Brady, and he was living with a very lovely girl.
You know, Tom Brady and Tom Buck have the same initials.
Yes, they do.
And we've never been seen at the same place at the same time.
Embargoes are not commercials. Let that go. It's like the dumb comment that X company is in it for the money. Yes, all companies need to make money, even your job. Hello.
No, embargoes aren't commercials. Embargoes are frustrating to the user because it's just like, ugh. Like it doesn't. When you connect with a creator because you want to see their perspective on something and it feels like it's them being a puppet for someone else, even though they have full creative control. All that kind of stuff. It's hard when you see 50 of the same video and it's like,
and it sucks because, you know, in the position of a content creator, who
you gotta play the game.
Yeah, like who wouldn't want to be the first or the only thing? Like, of course you want to be the resource because then you're gonna get the most views.
Into making the video. Like you know that you could release it 3 days later and it's not gonna do as well.
But I do have to admire you for straight up saying in your ethics statement that you do not do embargoes.
No,
like
there's one exception I would ever make if necessary.
You've said that multiple times.
One exception.
I think we all know what it is.
but it would fit in. Like it's for Raid Shadow Legends too.
Hey Leo, hey Todd. Let's see. By doing my YouTube videos, a lot of my corporate clients have paid me to do the graphics for the social media.
That's cool. Yeah, that's way cool.
There's so many ways to make money as a content creator. Look, people, this is called business. Learn it. Stop complaining because you're not the one getting paid and get paid. Then you understand how this is done. Make it work for you versus.
Well, this goes back to.
I think you came late.
Yeah, I think you came late because we're actually not talking about sponsorship or
it's
anything.
It's not that the money makes it like bad. It's that like creators, it's like they sacrifice their integrity for the bag.
It's not well. I wouldn't even say that. What the whole thing that started my conversation was I've noticed creators I admire getting burnt out because they're only doing sponsored content and it's taken over their calendar and they can't do anything else. And that's all. It has nothing to do with it being good or bad. It's just like they're doing too much of it and there's no time to do anything else now. And that I would go back to my boat story. So this is a very bad retelling of an old story. I'm sure someone's heard it before, but there's an old tale of like a relatively poor fisherman that's in a boat on a lake and he's fishing. And then this wealthy guy walks up and finds him, sees him fishing. It's a beautiful day. The guy catches a few fish, comes into the shore. And the wealthy guy's like, why did you stop fishing? Like, why? There's plenty of sunlight left. You could catch a ton more fish. And the guy's like, I got everything I need. I'm going to go home and eat dinner with the fish. And the wealthy guy's like, you should be catching more fish. And the fisherman says, why should I be catching more fish? And he's like, well, because then you could sell more fish and make more money. The guy's like, well, why do I need more money? He's like, well, because then when you have more money, you could buy a new boat. And that's going to give you new equipment. And then you can catch more fish and make more money. It's like, then what I do with that? It's like, well, then you can hire people to fish for you and you don't have to fish anymore. And the guy's like, well, why would I want to do that? Because then you can finally take a break and do whatever you want. And the guy's like, I just spent all morning fishing doing exactly what I'm doing that right now. Why do I need to do? And it's sort of like,
I can see how you are this fisherman.
Yeah, I'm totally like, I would love to have a lot of money and money's great. Like I like it, but it's the thing of, here's an example. I remember about a year ago, there was a creator who posted a video that got shared everywhere because it was about burnout and I'm so burnt out. And literally the next video they posted less than a week later was tour our $1.5 million apartment. And I was like, maybe if you didn't need to maintain the lifestyle of $1.5 million apartment, you wouldn't feel burnt out.
I know, but now we're judging life
No,
choices.
I know, but
that's hard.
But it goes into, it's the thing of like the pressure that you feel as a creator of you need to hire a team, you need to scale, you need to get an office. Sometimes you do. Marquez Brownlee couldn't do what he does at the level he does it without his team and his office. But sometimes
that's not the only way to success.
Right. Like, that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Is these conversations are so frustrating. That's I lost my train of thought. It's now you have to pay for, now you have to take more sponsored content to pay for your rent. Now you have to pay for your employees. Now you have to pay for benefits. And that's so much more pressure on you that maybe you didn't even need or want, actually. Maybe you do. And if you do, you should recognize that and then do what you need to do to make that happen. But maybe you don't need that. And either way is fine. But you have to be the one that decides what's fine for you. I lose my train of thought so much with these.
Well, so do I. I have ADHD. Go, Johnny, go. Even if it is a commercial, it is usually quality content. If you don't like it, you don't watch. This is great advice for every viewer.
If you don't like it, don't watch? That's the dislike button? Just don't watch?
What?
You said great advice for any viewer. If you don't like it, don't watch.
Yeah.
Don't watch, that's the dislike button.
Oh, sorry. You said dislike button. I was like, no, I didn't say anything about the dislike button.
No, but there is the... I don't know if you've noticed in the YouTube, at least the mobile app, there's a little animation now when you like a video, the thumb lights up and there's a little party.
If you are obligated to make the video, click the box. Wait, so if you're not obligated, you don't have to click the box?
On YouTube, it says if you received anything of value to make this video. I mean, I guess you could interpret that for what you will, but
Hey, I worked with VIP who get paid to wear a certain hat or boots or drive a certain car. I know from the inside because I've been part of the contract negotiations.
A lot of times, then they don't even have to disclose it.
People swear they don't like commercials, but they buy many things because of commercials. Even their jobs advertise B2B in some way, shape, or form. They just don't get business. Cliche. From my life experience, either on places to live, jobs, or in this case, content, aim to what makes you happier and feel good about yourself in long term. Yeah. And like, I mean, I straight up fired all my clients and I was like, I'm only working with Mighty Networks because they're just, it took me a long time.
You've been professionally so much more happy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And like, it's just been so much easier. Like never in my 6 years of doing YouTube have I been able to create content regularly, actively for 2 channels, and I am doing that. That's crazy. I've never been able to do that. And so my advice to my past self is, oh my gosh, wait. If there's any kind of friction, if there's any kind of like something in your gut, even though you're supposed to say yes, because it's a good paycheck, it would be good for your career, it's a great company to work with, everyone else would want to say yes. You're supposed to say yes for whatever, for all of those reasons. Right. Freaking wait. If there's anything in your gut that's just like any kind of hesitation, just wait, because I promise you the right fit will come along.
And you're probably leaving money on the table too, because you could take more clients, you could take more opportunities.
But now it's not. I mean, now that I'm over here, I'm like, you would really have to pay me a lot of money to make it worth it for me to like mess with the zen I have in my life right now. Like it's, you know, it took me how long and everything to get to here. And like for you to mess with the juju, like I would be, I'm very protective now.
That's good. That's so good.
What is that 6-letter brand, Tom?
That's just a thing that we talked about and started noticing a lot of times on sites like Amazon.
The Amazon
there's just, it's sort of like not fake brands because they make stuff, but it's just like, there's so many things where it's like, hey, I'm going to look up a boom arm and you'll find the RTEWSD boom arm. And it's like, there's so many brands that are just 6 random letters in a row that you've never heard of. And it's like leading manufacturer of photo equipment. You're like, I don't think so.
Why hasn't Rode sent you the Procaster to? What is the Pro?
The Procaster is
that like, another mic?
It's sort of like their SM7B. Oh. It's like their $500, $400 microphone. It looks like a big long pod mic, but it's like their more like premium pro dynamic mic. Hey,
we've missed you. It's good seeing you.
You're not responsible. Yeah, how other people feel is not my.
Yes.
Or no, what is it? It's other people's opinion of me is none of my business.
Yeah. That's truth, yo.
Easier said than done.
If we mark in YouTube button of episode being sponsored, will it reduce monetization, or the only change is just the message appears?
Just the message appears.
The message appears,
Yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't
Nothing
change
else
anything
changes. Because then that would be, you know,
Yeah.
people would be incentivized to not check the box. Jeff K, what's up? Rex, dislike button needs to come back. I completely disagree. I love that it's gone. Good riddance. Peace out.
I like the animation on the like button though.
I can see how everyone else is upset that the dislike button is gone, but for like the way that I use YouTube, I couldn't care less that it's gone.
The one thing I understand is tutorials where it's like, hey, how do I don't know, patch a drywall thing, and then it's a 9-minute video, and you're kind of doing like, this video has 140,000 views, but it has 14 likes. Did it have 12,000 dislikes? Like, is this bad advice? That's like the one area where I miss it. But from the creator side of things, I'm glad it's gone.
Oh, we discussed that story at school last week.
The fish one? The boatfish one?
People forget the value of enough.
Right.
It's hard. I mean, I just, like, this is the face I get when I think of that, because I think it takes a certain person with certain life experience to say no to financial opportunity. It's so hard. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do it if not for what has happened to me in the past. Like,
yeah,
it's so hard.
But that's where it's like, I just encourage people to.
Which, by the way, like, if no one knows, my parents won the lottery. I've talked about this.
By having you as their daughter.
No, like, legit the lottery, you know, where you, like, win millions of dollars. This happened when I was 13 years old, so very long time ago. But ever since that, like...
And that money has been gone for...
a very long time. Yeah, I've talked about it on my channel, there's videos and stuff, but it really made me look at... I think I look at money very differently from a lot of people.
It's been so fascinating to see that relationship with money, because it was every bad thing that you hear of happening when people win the lottery all happened.
I had a bomb sent to my house, yo. Like, I almost died. It's like, yeah. It's not even an exaggeration. That straight up happened. Anyway, success is just your own definition. Yes. By the way, I saw Tom's Patreon channel was named Tombuk2.
Oh, yeah.
Can't we start vlogs?
I forgot. Eventually, if I had time.
For now, just watch my vlogs, because I consider them our vlogs.
But it's, you know, it's the difference of, like,
production,
like making a thing and whatever.
Let's see. Timbuktu. Protecting our energy is so important. Yes, I've got my Zen. Keep it. Yes. One thing I'll say about embargoes, I like them because I'm always shopping for gear. I like seeing all my favorites tell their thoughts all in one place so I can make good buying choices.
I just watch Gerald if he has one. And then I have all the info I need.
Yeah. I see. It's funny because, like, I don't subscribe to what should I call it? A genre, I guess.
A niche?
Yeah, like, I'm not subscribed to a niche. I've never ever in my life experienced this embargo thing that you guys talk about. I know what it is from a marketing standpoint. I've seen Tom's subscription boxes, but, like, I mean, what I have seen is, like, oh my gosh, this video game came out, and, like, a lot of that, but it doesn't even feel like an embargo to me, because it's just like, oh my god, you know, I don't know.
It's like because there's the natural thing where something is in the conversation, but so here's a good example, actually. Peter McKinnon made a video today that I think is awesome. It's about the little what is it called? The Mantis tripod thing. It's like a vlogger tripod. They did a very big embargo push maybe like 6 months ago. It's kind of like if you took a Gorilla Pod and a Switch Pod and some other things and smashed them all together. It's like a little vlogging thing. But what's cool about it is it can, like, very easily just attach and hang off stuff and support, like, a super heavy camera. So he did a video about that today. Taking what he said in the video as the truth of the video, he literally saw someone else make a video not even about that, about something else, saw that they were using that tripod in the video, and then messaged them like, what is that? I need that thing. They sent him the link. He reached out to the company. So then the company sponsored the video where he's literally just, like, explaining why this is so cool and why he likes it. And it feels very, very genuine. And the other half of the video is him working on a truck and, like, and like he's using the tripod while he's filming a guy like doing restoration on his truck, and it feels it's a commercial because it's showing me all the features of the product. It was literally sponsored by the company, but you can feel his excitement and his enthusiasm for the thing, and then it seems like it actually fits in his workflow. And I was watching that thinking like, this is a perfect example of a good way to do it, because everybody's winning. Like, the creator gets to make a cool video, I'm enjoying the video, and for sure that company got a lot of orders for that product today on their $6 million like hugely influential channel, that, or 6 million subscriber influential channel that promoted this thing. So that's like, to me, that was a great example of how it can work well.
Leo, I just got an email from a well-known company, website builder, about a video sponsorship. Not sure if I really want to accept it since I've never used their service before. So here's you do you, Leo. For me though, I would never take a sponsorship from a company whose product I have never used, because then they just give you the talking points and you're just like you're
just kind of assuming like, I think this is as good as it says it is. Here's like the mouthpiece.
I'm biting my words now, because you do you know, like if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to judge you, but that's just what I would do.
I mean, you could always use it for a while,
yeah,
to see if it works for you and then come back to it. But it's funny too, because if it's the one I think of,
Squarespace.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I've been using Squarespace since 2009. So have I.
I mean, so I can't tell you how many Squarespace websites I've used. They're great. But like, also, you know, like if I hadn't used Squarespace, I wouldn't do it, because I wouldn't be able to like apply my actual experience. And I think that when you see me and Tom eating a Susie Cakes, it's like, this is genuine versus like, you know, what did you do in my comment box?
I don't know. I accidentally hit a button. But the thing with Squarespace specifically is like, and this is sort of tricky, is it's almost become a meme, because I've seen literally videos where it's the joke, and the video's not sponsored by Squarespace, but they like start to say it is, because it's so prevalent. But it is a good service. It's not a scam. They've been around forever, and they also, like, several years ago were really upfront about wanting to support creators, and so they're very aggressive with finding creators to do sponsored content with. And I think it was Cody Warner who talked about like, I really love that Squarespace reaches out to me, because now I can like pay my bills and feed my family by just talking about a thing I'm already using. That's kind of cool. And it's sort of this weird thing where they've saturated so much that it's like, you almost do have questions of like, do I want to say the thing that everyone else, like, do I want to do that?
I know, it's like a meme now.
Yeah, but it's like, there's nothing bad about it. It's weird. It's a weird space.
This is funny. Let's see. The idea of embargoes has faded over the years because speculations and leaks usually are on point a lot of times. Oh, that's
true. People know a lot of stuff.
Bad boy Buck.
There it is.
Bad boy Buck.
That was so funny.
Amina, hi. If you make a commercial video for an affiliate product or simply review one, do you have to check the sponsorship box? And is it okay to make only a commercial video, like TV commercials?
The beauty of YouTube is it's you.
Yeah,
it's up to you. If you, according to YouTube, you only need to check the box if you receive something of value. So if you received the thing, if they sent it to you, you should click the box. If you bought it and you're making a video and then you just include an affiliate link because that's what you do, you don't have to click the box.
Who are your go-to creators channels when it comes to research for new gear?
I mean, it depends on the gear.
Husband.
Yes. For me, I mean, it depends on the gear, like audio.
Like literally, I have a vlog of, I have identified a problem in my vlogging setup. I would like a microphone. Tom, what do I do?
You need the Deity D4 Duo.
Boom, done. Let's see.
Pro AV.
Great product reviews and well, you know it, marketing. They sell the camera gear, but they give good info, so I watch them.
Yeah, I love that channel.
I really admire when companies can do good content. Yeah. When they do it right, like that's crazy.
B&H does it well. Sweetwater does it well. Pro AV does it really well.
It's like when brands have good Twitter feeds. It's like, oh, whoever's on this, you're awesome.
Oh, Rode does YouTube well, yeah.
I've heard beauty YouTubers recommend skincare products they've only used for a week or less. How do you even know it's as good as they say?
Their skin melted off 2 weeks later.
See, and then because I have a sense of of responsibility, you know, like I feel that, and I can't imagine, you know, recommending something that, I mean, how much do we talk about like making a positive impact? A lot of what we do, if we're gonna tell you, you know, potentially get this thing that's worth $1,000, like that, I want there to be a sense of integrity, right? Like it just annoys me because I just watched like Philip DeFranco yesterday and the Ace family, which I've never seen a single video. I've only heard of them associated with a negative press thing.
They're constantly in the news for negative things.
And it just annoys me because you have people, other content creators, who give the whole space a bad name for
renting Teslas and jumping them over hills.
Yeah, dude. Like,
it's like, that's not what we do.
Well, that was a different thing. But anyway. Thank you for the advice. I definitely want to use it before recommending it.
Yeah.
Linus Tech Tips. What's Linus Tech Tips?
Oh man, huge tech channel. Been around what is like 15 tech channels.
Oh really?
It's like a Marquez Brownlee level, even bigger, like team company.
Rode does YouTube well too. They don't only make the videos to promote their products, but they make videos about how to, for example, mount a loud mic and feature their products. I mean, if any companies are watching, that's how you should do it. You should, like, no one's gonna subscribe to a channel of commercials, but if you're providing value to your customer, you know, and you know that, okay, if you're a, I don't know, microphone company, they're probably going to want to know, how do you mount a lav mic, regardless if they're using your product or not.
We talked about stuff like Home Depot and Lowe's have channels where it's like, they
how
have videos
to
how to
fix
install
your
a ceiling
toilet
fan,
or whatever.
how to install a toilet. They don't tell you like how to install the Hampton Bay ceiling fan. It's just like, this is what you do, and then I don't know, hopefully maybe when you need a ceiling fan, you go to Home Depot and get it. That's all.
How do you feel now?
I feel right. Oh, Aperture, yeah. See, a lot of the creator brands have really good channels.
Yeah, because they know what's up.
Yeah, I mean, it fits in. Artlist has a really great channel. They make all kinds of like behind the scenes and filmmaking things.
No one's gonna say it. Justine. Okay, so I've not subscribed to like anyone in tech except for Tom. So I like Justine because she's a female in tech, and to me, like, when I scroll through Tom's comments, all dudes except for this one random chick who's like, "You're cute, I love you."
It's you.
I know. But I mean, like, they're all guys, which that's why Justine can do whatever she does. The fact that she's held her own in a very male-dominated space, I'm all about that.
Yeah, I think she's great.
And she's done it for this long too, so like, you know,
I
respect her.
The only downside for her, which is not her fault at all, is she almost does become the token female creator.
I know, because there's only freaking one.
So it is where companies will go like, "Oh, we have a varied." We have a varied campaign going.
Yeah,
look how diverse we are. And it's like, we gave it to Justine, so we did it fine. That's not her fault. Like,
yeah,
that's a bigger conversation.
Tom, it's scary how on the same page we are, except I consult people on how to do things for big bucks, and you give it away on YouTube. That reminds me, has anyone heard any experience with the Amarin lights from Aperture? Tom recommended it. We wanted to get another opinion.
No, you need other opinions. There are lots of good reviews, recent ones, and things. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if Doc has any Amaran lights. I think Doc's all Nanlite now too. But the Amarans are great, or it seemed great.
Cool.
Every Aperture thing I've owned has been awesome. So.
All right. Oh, we were supposed to talk. I think we should mention this. I know we're like way over time.
Okay.
So last week we talked about in-person events in 2022, and for some reason it slipped our minds, this event that's happening in September. Should we talk about it?
Sure.
Because we're going, right?
I believe so. Right?
It is our intention to go.
Yes. The power of intention.
For some reason, it just slipped my mind. I don't know why I didn't think of it. I don't know why, but People of Video is happening in September. And if you can go, it's in New York, or it's in Albany, in New York.
We were thinking of doing a tag-on event.
Like, I think we want to make this the Just Create More
it's
something.
Seems
Meet
like
up something.
East Coast U.S. is a good midpoint.
Yeah,
And
especially
People of Video is great, so it's that thing of like,
yeah, People of Video is a good
you
event
would
to go
benefit
to
from
if
going
you're a
to the
content
event.
creator. Yeah, like we sign off on on this.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that are speaking are our colleagues, and they're awesome. So I have no idea why I just slipped my mind, but if you're in Just Create More, we will give you more details.
We have no details
Yeah.
yet, but that's the tentative plan. And September feels like a long way away, but also it's not.
Yeah, but that's why we're bringing it up now, because we talked about like we'll let you know as soon
Yeah.
as we can. So here's your notice. Start saving up, and as soon as we like finalize, which should be in the next week, I would think, we'll create an event and Just Create More and stuff, and we'll see if we can get as many of us to go. That would be so much fun. It'd be so cool. And again, it's a great
I definitely
conference.
feel like we missed out by not going last year.
Yeah. So People of Video, September, Albany, New York. Tickets are. It's also like one of the most economic conferences. It's $350 right now if you buy the early bird ticket, which is not that's a lot of money.
It's
yeah, like Vid Summit's $1,000. Social Media Marketing World is like over $1,000. Yeah, so it's like a really good. It's a good one. So we hope you can go, and
we'll give more info.
We'll give more info. Yeah. So just like
just keep it on your radar.
Just planting a seed right now. Once we're like confirmed, we'll be like, all right, RSVP, start buying your tickets and stuff. But just like planting a seed. Here's your advance notice. This is as early as we can tell you that we're thinking about it.
Thinking about possibly considering.
I
love Michael John's profile picture.
Michael John?
It's the interrobang.
Oh. Tag on event. Yes, I already have my ticket. That would be amazing to tag on. Yeah, I think we're gonna. I want to just do what Ecamm did and just try to do it before. Yeah, like I think like the day before, I'll coordinate some kind of meetup, and it's just so much on a smaller scale than like hosting our own conference. So I'm kind of excited to do this. So yeah, this would be awesome too, but I don't know what company wants to sponsor that. That would be awesome. So exciting. 2 states over for me. Might hop on over. I really want to go.
You don't have to hop over. You could fly. Hopping might get very painful.
Yeah, and go to People of Video, like their website. You'll see who's speaking right now. Like I'm sure they'll get more speakers. But again, like really, it's a cool
Everyone who went last
group
year
of
loved
creators that are very much of the same philosophy when it comes to content creation as Tom and I.
It's a good creator-focused event.
Yeah, and like super diverse creators of all kinds of channels. We talked about this before, but I felt like I never really fit in with Vid Summit people. But like People of Video, I was definitely like, oh, we should have went.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's your notice. There you go. Cool. Please schedule in advance the next stream.
Time to clear the
Just
table.
know it's Thursdays, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
You've been scheduling a day in advance.
Yeah, like we can't schedule that much in advance because we don't know what we're going to talk about. So, yeah. Happy birthday, Finpin. We're going to say happy birthday to the Finley.
There we go. Look, we're matching. We're in the same color.
Look, they match. Hi, Finley. Hey, who's that over there?
He's a little sleepy.
Who's that? Oh.
Alrighty.
Oh.
I'm sorry to wake you up.
Cute. Okay, guys. We are out. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.